Hi, this is Jessica from CutesyCrafts.com. Today I'm just going to show you how to make your own stamps using just craft foam that you can get usually in the kid craft section at the craft store. This is about 2 millimeters thick. You can use whatever is easiest for you or whatever you can find. I've already made a deer stamp, as you can see here, and I have a fox. I'm going with a little woodland theme. So now I'm going to make this little squirrel right here. So I've already got the paper pattern printed out, and I just cut around the basic shape of it. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. And then you take your foam and you just want to cut a little bit bigger than your piece of paper so that you have room. So now I'm just going to take some scotch tape. Any clear tape will work. If you have packing tape, whatever, and just tape around all of the edges so that your pattern stays still on your foam. And then I've got these small scissors. They're embroidery scissors. I just picked those up in the embroidery section at the craft store. You could use bigger scissors too if you want, but this is going to help, especially since I have a smaller shape with more details that I'm dealing with. It's going to help me get into those small areas. So all you do is start cutting it out, and the tape's going to keep the shape in place for you until you are done cutting it. So now you can see here I've got my basic shape cut out of the foam of the squirrel, and you can toss the pattern. You can't really do super detailed stamps with this method. Obviously there are different methods that you can try if you want a more detailed stamp. I've seen people carve stamps out of erasers or lots of different things. So that's why I'm just doing these silhouettes of these animals, because it's a more simple design. You can also try using your X-Acto knife if you have a really detailed design that you're working on. Okay, so now I just bought this acrylic stamping block, and it's nice because it's clear so you can see what you're doing, and I've already mounted these ones on there. I'm just making temporary stamps, so I'm going to be using a temporary adhesive. This is the adhesive is called Simply Tacky, and it's just kind of like this gummy stuff, and you don't want to use a lot of it because you don't want it to seep back out the other side, but you can see it's just kind of, it's stretchy and it's sticky like gum, and it'll wipe right off of there when I'm done using these. You could also just get like a wooden block or something and put the stamp on there. This was like $1 at the craft store, or a piece of scrap wood, anything that you have that you can mount your stamp. So now I'm going to turn the stamp over, and I've got this the Simply Tacky. You could probably use like a spray adhesive, or they have some foam that already has sticky stuff on the back of it, like a sticker, so that would work well also. Might be a little bit harder to cut out. So now I'm going to stretch this really thin. I'm just kind of rolling it and stretching it on here, because again, like I said, you don't want to get it too thick because it will start seeping out the sides when you put pressure down to stamp. So also don't get it too close to the edge of the stamp. Just around, and you just need enough to get it so that it's not going to be coming off when you're trying to stamp stuff. Okay, so that's pretty much good enough. You don't need a whole lot on there, like I said. Oh, and the Simply Tacky that I got that at Hobby Lobby. I don't know if they carry it anywhere else or if there's a different brand. It does say Hobby Lobby on the package, so that brand probably is only at Hobby Lobby. You might be able to find something else at a different craft store that would work similar. So now I'm just taking my stamp and just pressing it down, press it down really well all over, and voila, I've got my squirrel stamp now. Okay, so now you've got your stamp. I've already been practicing a little bit. The first impression that I did, his head didn't turn out so well, so I'm going to try again. I just have these small ink pads that I'm using. They're nice because when I have multiple stamps on this one pad, I don't have to worry about it inking up the other stamps on accident. So I'm just going to take the ink, make sure you get it all over so it doesn't turn out like my other one did up there. Oh, and I got a little bit on there, just wipe it off. I did that test one on fabric. I'm going to try it on paper, and then we'll do a test on fabric. So just put the squirrel on there, kind of move it around. Make sure you press down really well, and voila, I have a cute little squirrel. Now I'm going to try it on fabric, because that is why I am making these stamps, so that I can stamp on some fabric. And I'm excited to show you what I'm making with that. And I keep getting that tail over there. I'm inking that up. And let's put the squirrel on there. Really rock it around, especially since I'm using this really large block. And I've got a cute little squirrel. So that is how you make your own stamps. You can stamp paper, you can stamp fabric, anything you want. I hope that was helpful. Click like if you liked this video, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thanks.